I should turn it off. Sorry, it's okay. It's a snowstorm, rainstorm.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media, this is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events most of all. Thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We'll chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest. First timer on Ron Siegel Radio, John Mazziotta, Remax One. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning and welcome.
Did I get your name right?
I did. You did.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Second try. That takes me a little bit of time, so every once in a while we get there.
I didn't have to write it down for you.
Didn't have to write it down for me. Ah, look at that. We got a couple piping in already. Edna's with us. Good morning, Edna. Mitchell, one of my best fans and my buddy there. Good morning, Mitch. So got them piping in. If you've got comments, questions, you want to talk to us about anything we're chatting about on radio, go ahead. If you're doing it while we're talking live, obviously recording here in the morning, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. Make sure you put your name in there or just give them authorization to share who you are. That way we know who we're talking to. So I like to talk to myself sometimes, but that's a different story. Moving right along. Okay, so let's see. Let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan to save you money. I personally work with you, even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, we are celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Some days we have better days to celebrate than others. So today I'm looking National Check Your Wipers Day.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Do we really have a need to check wipers in Southern California? I guess maybe if there's a little wind out there and you use the windshield wipers to get some of the dust off, you might need wipers. Certainly not for the rain both days a year. And we don't even drive in the rain, do we? We stay home. We hibernate. Let's check National Button Day. Okay, I see the one that we're going to go with. Today's National Fast Food Day. So where do you go for the best fast food? I'm about any of them. Do you have a favorite, John?
I got to split it up. I got to say McDonald's for French fries.
Okay.
In-N-Out for cheeseburgers.
In-N-Out for cheeseburgers, McDonald's. Cheeseburgers In-N-Out's got a spectacular business model. I mean, they've got to have the most loyal clientele there is.
It's insane. I don't even know how cities handle them because they shut streets down.
Right.
They shut lanes down.
Oh, it's amazing. I look out here in the city of Orange, there's one. And the worst thing you can have possibly in the same parking lot is an In-N-Out and a Chick-fil-A. Right? They're side by side. You can't get into the center. I mean, you're dead. You're done.
When I was a kid, I talked my dad into taking me to In-N-Out. And we waited in that long, long line. And he was quiet the whole time. I was like, oh, he must not be upset. He's fine with this. He's being very patient. Second, the hamburger got in my hand. He said to me, that better be a darn good hamburger.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. In-N-Out lines, I don't know. And it doesn't matter what time of day.
No.
Right? I mean, I've driven by them at midnight. I've driven by them at, noon, at 3 in the afternoon. No restaurant's busy at 3 in the afternoon.
No, that place it's printing money as
Ab-
fast as it's delivering hamburgers.
Maybe faster because their hamburgers are not quick.
That's
Right? I mean, when you look at some of the fast food stats, I think it's like 12 minutes to go through In-N-Out.
Yeah.
Right? McDonald's is like a minute and a half.
The only thing I will give In-N-Out is for the amount of cars in their drive-through, they do process quick.
Yeah, that's true.
They do. I mean,
That's true.
I see the line, and I think if that was a line at any other fast food joint, I would be there a very long time. At In-N-Out, they do.
Or you wouldn't go in the first place. Right? That's
Correct.
Right? They get the cars in and out pretty quick.
Nice.
No pun intended, right? Yeah. So they do move them through there. So that's fast food. Where's your favorite? Let's see if nobody piping in with their fast food joints. So I guess we're gonna move right along today and see what else. What's going on in the markets today? Do we want to know what's going on in the markets today? I did see that Home Depot was carrying the S&P 500 earlier, or the Dow, both. All right, so they alone, they came out with great earnings and supply chain. I wonder why the supply chain doesn't affect Home Depot. But in any event, their stock was pushing the Dow up. 100 points was the cause from Home Depot's report. Dow right now up 178 points. S&P 500 is up 23 points. NASDAQ is up 96. Oil is up 3 cents a barrel. Well, being that Josh is going to be on the road, I see him in the background over there. He's going to be on the road this weekend. Should I tell him now, or should we just let him get sticker shock, because he's leaving the Silver State and going to the formerly Golden State. All right, so he's at $3.98 a gallon, $3.98. When you get here, Josh, today it's $4.69. So by the time you get here, I don't know, but yeah, it's gonna be painful. Okay, Laura, you're still at $3.15 a gallon. She's in America. Oh, I shouldn't say that. If you go to Hawaii, you can pay $4.35. I think I'm going to go over there and just make sure that the gas prices are exactly what they're telling us. Let's see what the bond market is doing. We like to watch the bond market. That's what drives interest rates for your home loans. 10-year Treasury, 1.63 right now is the yield on a 10-year Treasury. Germany, they still don't give you your money back. They're still at a negative 0.24. Italy, 0.97. Spain is getting 0.48. Japan, they've been like 20 years they've been negative. Now all of a sudden they're pretty much flat. You get your money back at least. You give me your money for 10 years and you get a 0.076 is your return in Japan. And people still do that. I just wonder about it, but I guess if you're worried about, safety of your money, that might be the only solution right there. But our seniors, I feel sorry for you because you're paying a price for it right now. And we'll see what happens. Hey, I think we're going to look at a couple of market update or market reports this morning. Interesting one here that I saw. And it's another fascinating story. And, only in America, only our government, right? So the Federal Housing Administration, they insure certain types of loans. Well, they've got a 14-year high in their mortgage insurance fund, 14-year high. So what would you think that your government, my government, would do if they've got a 14-year high in the fund? Maybe cut back a little bit on what they're charging people? Not a chance. You know better than that.
You know better than that.
Right? We're going to be cautious and wait and see what happens. Now, maybe the reason that they've got so much money in the fund is nobody was allowed to foreclose for the last 2 years. Could that be the reason? But why would anybody want to let their house go to foreclosure if they've got as much equity as they have right now? So watch that story. See if they also came out in their news part and said the reverse mortgage side of FHA is not a drain on the system. I don't know why reverse mortgages would be a drain on the system, although I do know when people sold properties back in 2010, 11, 12, in certain areas they were underwater. But it's a great product. If you haven't looked into the reverse mortgage for your family to buy a house or to refinance or to just be prudent, and know that your seniors don't want to go into some community or some home. They want to age in place. Not helping the housing market with them not moving out, but hey, you know something? It's good for them. I love the reverse mortgage. It's one of the most misunderstood products that we deal with. So I guess maybe by definition. So we're dealing with seniors, and they look at it and they go back and they remember 1985 when it was a lousy product. Okay, but this isn't 1985 anymore, right? It's way past that. But we'll chat about this and more when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. Sellers, you'll likely get multiple strong offers this season. We'll talk about that. We've got a featured home, and we're going to talk to John about what he's seeing in the real estate market, boots on the ground. I just sit here and talk on radio, but he's out there in the streets. We'll chat with him as well. Give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, every single type of loan you can want, they've got it. Jumbos, bank statements, 1099s, debt service loans, as well as all of the same basics that are what I call ante. That's what it takes to get in the game, FHA, USDA, conventional, and the best loan on the market. Personal opinion, I'll debate anybody. The best loan on the market, and it's well-earned, the VA loan. So Dow Jones now up 178 points. The NASDAQ is up 101 point. S&P 500 up 24.3. The U.S. 10-year Treasury is up 1 basis point. Mortgage-backed securities are down 2 basis points, means they're flat. It's been a rocky road this morning. But all that information is found on that super secret website, google.com. Why is all that happening? Well, here's the issues. Retail sales increased by 1.7% in October, better than expectations of 1%. Last month's figure was revised higher from 0.7 to 0.8. The control group, which strips out autos, gas, building materials, increased by 1.4%, which was also above the 0.8 estimate. Control group's prior figure was revised lower from 0.7 to 0.5. And interesting information. Well, this one we'll talk about tomorrow, but I want to give you just a little bit of information because here's one of the things I share with you all the time, how we are misled by statistics and by what the government is telling us. So CoreLogic, they released their single-family rental index, showing that rents are up over 10% year over year to the highest reading in 16 years. Attached rentals are up almost 8%. Detached with more space, up over 12%. Apartment list year-to-date reading of 16.4%. We gave you that earlier this month. The big difference between the reports is that CoreLogic takes into account all rents, including renewals, while apartment list is just on new rents. But here's the issue. CPI. They're saying that we've got a 2.7% increase in rent. 2.7%, really? I mean, is that?
You don't know better than that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's crazy. Now, supply chain case freight shipments, that's an index we talk about because it's a leading indicator. said freight volumes remain capacity constrained, as shown by the declining rail volumes and the ongoing backlog of container ships anchored waiting to unload. When we're talking, you probably see this. You're in the Newport area. You see those ships out
I
there.
flew over them recently in a helicopter, and no matter how much I knew, based on counts reported by the news, there's 150 freighters or whatever the number
Right.
is. When you fly over it, it's freaky.
It's amazing out there, right?
Yeah, now they're extending the distance they must be from shore.
Right.
So they're going to go to about 50 miles. So that is, if you want to look at it on an average, Catalina's 26 miles from our coast. So you're talking they're going to be double the distance of Catalina waiting out there.
Which fascinates me. I mean, number one, it's just to hide it. That's why, because you can't see it.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And the other part of it becomes, am I mistaken, or doesn't international waters kick in at 12 miles?
That I don't know. And it's funny you say that because it's like when you go on a cruise ship, right? They have to get so far from shore before they can turn on their casinos.
Right.
Right. Because like you said, they have to hit that international water
before
they can do it. So I don't know. That's actually a really good point. I wonder what that exact distance is.
Yeah, you just said you have to wonder about some of these things, right?
Do you mind me circling back on a few things?
Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead. Well, hang on one second.
Go ahead.
That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, just give us a call, 800-306-1990. Let's chat.
Okay.
John Mazziotta. Did I get it right?
You did perfect.
Remax 1. Okay, so let's chat. Josh said 200 miles is what? That's international waters or where the boats have to go? International. That's a long way.
Sure.
Wow. Okay, I'll buy it. I don't know. Okay, let's circle.
Okay, let's circle. I'm going to go in order. 1, happy birthday, Ron.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
2, VA loans.
Yes.
1, I agree with you on the loans, but I'm going to skip that and just say thank you to veterans.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to do that. And then 3, rental rates.
Okay.
I think both of those numbers are very off, depending on where.
Which one are you talking? The CPI number, the
Either
apartment
one,
list?
even the 8%. I mean, if you're talking a house in, let's just say a popular area of Orange County, so we can use Newport Beach just as an example.
I love
Irvine.
Newport Beach. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I'm biased.
exactly.
But even if you went to, let's say, the San Fernando Valley, another all residential community, really, right? There's no downtown.
Sure.
Those rental rates are up far over 10%.
Yeah.
Far over. A property that was, let's use San Fernando Valley first. We'll go from low to high. A property that was $4,500 last year is very easily $5,500 this year.
Okay, so that's 25% right there. A little,
And a property, and I would say even a little bit more of a percentage in Newport Beach.
okay, so that's going to get closer to what the apartment list number is. It's 16.4%.
There you go. Yeah, it's going to get closer. And again,
Right.
what you said is really interesting because it takes into consideration lease renewals,
Right.
which means the property's not hitting the market for the public to compete for.
And you also have certain areas that are in rent control.
Correct. And there you go. So there's another,
So,
that's
yeah.
a great point. That's another area that's throwing that number off extremely.
Yeah, so when you say 2.7%, that's just a joke. Now, the issue there, and I think most of us probably realize that because that also affects the CPI numbers, our inflation numbers.
100%.
And we're all feeling the inflation numbers. I mean, it's when the government says there's not inflation, they're not living in reality.
Correct. I agree with you 100%.
Right? It's the people that are in Washington that don't fill up their own cars.
Correct.
Right? They're going and eating at the lobbyists are taking them out to dinner, so they're not paying the bill.
Private jets that aren't theirs.
Exactly. That you and I are paying for, right? I mean, we know where that's coming from.
Correct.
So it's just not realistic. You and I, we see this. We know what's going on. I'll go and I'll look at it because I've shared with you a little earlier. Just gas prices alone, right? I mean, and it's ironic because the government in a lot of the areas they're looking at or trying to look out for the working individual. Well, okay, so
wait, hold on. Who's looking out for the working individual?
The government claims.
Oh, okay.
They're working out. Claims. I didn't say they are.
Check that one.
Right? They're claiming they are. But I'm looking at gas prices in California. We're up 35%, give or take, over last year. Now,
incredible.
who pays that? Right now in Newport Beach, I saw, you can't drive more than 5 seconds without seeing an electric vehicle,
100% agree as well.
right?
Yep.
So that person is not feeling this gas issue.
100% correct.
Anywhere else in this, you in almost all of California, Teslas are all over. You see the Ford Fusions all over. You see Prius. Even yellow cab is a Prius now.
Yeah, I saw even, what is it, like the Chevy Volt?
Right.
I see a lot of those now.
I think Prius coming out with an electric vehicle.
Hey, Ferrari just released the hybrid.
There we go.
That's a first.
Right. So here's the issue. When they say that they're looking out for the working person isn't going out and buying that new anything. They're driving a 5 or 10-year-old car that's not getting the gas mileage we get.
Correct. And the person that's going to buy that electric car now is paying a premium for the car.
Right.
So they're getting hit. So everyone's getting hit, no matter if you're paying for petro or not.
Yeah.
You're getting hit at some point in time.
Sure.
To move from point A to point B in a vehicle.
And just circling back to our primary topic, right? The real estate's going up. There's no end in sight really to real estate going up. Do you see that at all?
There's always an end.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying in sight.
In sight. I think we'd have to see a pretty big change to interest rates.
Okay.
I think because it's what you're talking about. It's about affordability. So it's and again, this is my opinion.
Sure.
That right now what's keeping these homes affordable, which is crazy to even say.
Especially we're in California, right?
I guess affordable to us is just, can you make the payment?
Right.
Like if you can just
can you squeeze that through?
It's affordable. But interest rates could change that. Right.
It'll change the affordability, sure.
And I personally think, I don't like to predict over a year. I just feel like too much can happen. And I think COVID taught us that nowadays things can get rocked way so.
Let's say January of 2020, who would have predicted what we were going to see in March of 2020?
Correct. Right. Just flatten the curve for a few weeks.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
anyways.
Exactly.
I think we have a very safe 2022 on equity.
And if it's even if it's half of what 2021 was, or half of 2020.
If it's 25% of it.
Right.
If it's 25% of what we saw 2021, you still had a fantastic year.
You got a great number.
Exactly.
You got a great number. And what that does is that leads you into the future because it sets you up for success. Right? We've talked a lot about this, I just saw, I think we might have even talked about it yesterday. John, I don't know if you heard me talk about this. A 1-bedroom home in Orange, $410,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you're young and you buy that property, hold it for 2 years and buy a move up, and hold that for 2 years and buy another move up, you're set for life.
It's the game of Monopoly. Isn't that the whole premise of the board game?
Absolutely.
Right? Start with a house, end with an apartment building,
Yeah,
whatever it is, right? But it's the same thing. Start with 1,200 square feet.
Yeah.
You're going to have a kid. You want to go to 18. Now you're going to your second kid, whatever. You're going to go to 3. And then the kids move out and you're like, hey, can we get that 1,200 back?
Yeah. Well, but if you keep them all, what I'm saying is keep all of them.
You're keeping all of them. You're retired off home purchases alone.
Right. Now, once you get to the 4 kids or the 3 kids and they start moving out, then you need to sell all those houses. You can buy one house in Newport Beach.
Correct.
But
the other side, because you said keeping the houses, a lot of people, I think that's really a wise decision, is that big house that was set for when they had the 4 kids.
Right.
That becomes the rental instead of the house that was smaller that they're renting. So their income actually goes up and their overhead goes down. So the ratio completely helps each other.
It's a retirement plan, and we talk about it on Ron Siegel Radio in about 30 seconds. We're going to continue our conversation with John Mazziotta.
You got it.
I know I'm going to get it wrong one other time.
Okay. I stuttered when we started the show, so we're even now on stutters.
There we go. We're even. We're going to come when we come back. We're going to chat a little bit. We got a lot to talk about still. We're going to talk. We got a featured home brought to you by myfavouritelender.net. Sellers, you'll likely get multiple strong offers this season. All that and more. You can reach me anytime off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. but the replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text RSR Home Digest to 79564, RSR Home Digest 79564. Sellers, you'll likely get multiple strong offers this season. Are you thinking about selling your house right now, but you're not sure you'll have time to do so as the holidays draw near? If so, consider this. Even as the holiday season approaches, there are plenty of buyers out there, and they really want your house. Here's why selling this winter is a win for you. Today's buyers are still dealing with a limited number of homes for sale. Thanks to continued low inventory, those buyers are competing with one another for their dream home. And when that happens, if your house is one of the few on the market, it will rise to the top of the pool, and it will be worth it. According to the latest data from the National Association of Realtors, NAR, the average seller received 3.7 offers for their house in September. For a view into what's happening at the state level, well, Josh just put a map up on the screen for us so you can see that if you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed. Average number for California, we're right at 4. Nationwide, the average seller today is getting nearly 4 offers. That number is significant because it means you likely have to deal with multiple offers to pick from if you sell your house this season. To put things into perspective, no matter where your state falls, remember that you really only need one good offer. You can't sell your house to 2 or 3, not legally anyway. You can't sell it to more than one person. Any offer you receive will likely be from a highly motivated buyer who's doing everything they can to beat the competition. The stakes for buyers are high. They've been looking for a house and they want to lock in their dream home before prices and mortgage rates rise further next year. Chances are they'll get creative with the terms of their offer, which could include waiving contingencies and offering over the asking price, both of which are great news. Don't forget, if you're dealing with an over asking price situation, you can go to rsrappraisalgap.com, rsrappraisalgap.com. $50,000 over appraisal, we can solve that in many instances for $5,000. Go and take a look at the report right there. Bottom line, selling now gives you even more opportunity to win big as buyers compete for your house in today's market. That's the real-time real estate segment. Again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text RSR Home Digest to 79564. Find that dream home before someone else does. Continue our conversation this morning. John Mazziotta is with us. Remax One. Got to get it right. I don't want to get you in any trouble with any brokers or compliance.
Thank you.
I know NAR is going through a lot of compliance issues right now down there at their convention. But multiple offers. So you're out there. What area? I didn't even ask you. What areas do you focus on?
Newport Beach.
Okay,
And
tough life.
Yeah, horrible. I suffer daily.
Yeah.
I grew up and I started my business over 23 years ago up in Los Angeles. So that
I can understand getting out of there.
Yeah, it was.
It's tough right now.
It
I
was.
feel for a lot of
It
people.
was wonderful. It was a wonderful choice. But so business wise, it carries in both areas.
Okay.
The deep roots still bring plenty of referrals and past clients, and then Newport now established there as well, and a lot of clients. So it's been really. I've been very fortunate. That's what I'll say.
Newport's a great area. I mean, because you've got. I mean, not only do you have the weather that's always nice. I mean, sometimes you do get the morning. A real tough day means you got the marine layer stays a little too long.
Oh no, you got to wait for that to burn out. Oh, how horrible is that?
And I know what all the people in Newport are saying right now is just keep on telling everybody to stay away in the mornings. That way we can enjoy our beauty.
Please, just come on the weekend so you can be the weekend warrior, and we'll enjoy Monday through Friday.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, it's a great place. So
it's my favorite in Southern California.
Yeah,
that's why I picked it. I mean, for me, Southern California, I don't see what beats it.
So what is the? I mean, I know you have to. There's no. I mean, affordable housing is not Newport Beach.
No.
But so luxury living. Are you seeing the multiple offers even at those kind of price points?
100%, yes.
Wow.
And quick.
Quick.
Yeah, very, very quick. If you went back 5 years ago, you'd say, oh well, if you have a $7 million house, you might have to wait a few months because the buyer pool for that price range is really small. Now, if you're talking, Newport Beach, and you put a $7 million house on the market, as long as that's the right price,
right.
You're not asking $7 million for $3 million house.
Exactly.
That house is gone under 2 weeks.
Under 2 weeks,
gone.
So you're getting multiple offers,
and multiple offers on that as well.
And are they mostly cash purchases, or are they getting financed?
Mostly finance, but
okay.
Obviously, And here's another thing that's really interesting: the percentage of down grows in percentage as the price goes up.
Sure.
So if you're buying that $420,000 house you were talking about earlier, you might do the FHA insured loan and do 3.5% down or what have you. The person that's buying that $7 million house is putting down a couple $1 million.
Yeah, they're doing a whole different thing now. What do you see there? I know that historically, and it's not as much lately because there's not a spread in the bond market.
Yes.
But I mean, it used to be that almost everything I did in those areas was an adjustable 7/1 loan. Is that what you saw? I mean, now it doesn't make much sense to do that.
That's what it is, because why not lock in these rates that you're getting for people at this point in time?
Right.
I mean, because well, we say this, but you're never going to see them again in our lifetime.
Right.
Who really knows?
We've been saying that for about 10 years.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. They're going to go up soon. We keep saying they can't last any longer. Well, they keep lasting.
Yeah, it's amazing how that's going on.
It is. And I mean, I just had an open house, and partly because you can only let so many people in at a time due to COVID rules, but there was a line.
Isn't that fascinating?
There's people standing on the sidewalk in their line waiting to get a chance to walk through the house.
Is the house sold already?
It is.
Okay.
Yep.
So
it is. It's already in escrow.
Oh, excellent. So what was the list price of the property?
List price for the property was $2.485.
Okay. And now in a lot of areas, we see that the list price used to be, when you started, I'm sure, whatever you listed at was the ceiling.
Correct. That was the starting point of negotiations to most likely go downward.
Right.
Now I call it the opening auction.
Opening bid.
Opening bid. Right. It's the opening bid at the auction.
So I'm assuming
now
you sold it for something higher than that.
Correct. It did.
Okay. So
I don't know if the seller would want me revealing.
No, I wouldn't ask you.
So I'm going to leave that alone.
No, I wouldn't ask you that. I mean, obviously it's public information once it closes.
Correct.
But right now that would be not wise.
Correct.
But but the idea that it's going over asking now, did you price it based on an anticipation? Did you price it aggressively, or did you price it where you thought it was going to sell?
My list price was higher than the highest comp in the neighborhood. This was in the Dover Shores community of Newport Beach.
Okay.
Which is, I gotta pitch it real quick. Dover Shores is one of my favorite.
Okay.
But anyways, it was in the Dover Shores community. It was the highest list price for similar square footage and similar condition, because it was a complete fixer. It's going to be purchased by a builder who's going to knock that down.
Okay.
And they're going to rebuild brand new.
Okay, so just for fun,
yes,
when they rebuild it brand new, $7-8 million.
It depends on the location. If it had any water in its view, at least 5. This house has no water view.
Okay.
So they bought it for, call it about 2.45.
Okay.
They'll spend, let's just call it 1.1 million, and they'll turn around and sell that house for a minimum of 5.
Okay, so I'm a simple guy, so I don't use all those
Yes.
decimal, those digits.
Yes.
That's 2.5, add 1, 3.6 into it, 5 million sold.
1.9 million profit.
Yeah, I mean that's and that's what you're seeing out there a lot
over and over. If you drive a lot of streets in these communities, you literally can't drive down a street without seeing a chain link fence around a lot and a new house being built.
And it's amazing because it's not like they get built real quick either. I mean, it's taken a while.
Which I like, because that goes back to where you said about having confidence in the market, because these are typically pretty educated builders.
Right.
A lot of experience. A lot of them are national builders. They're not just local to us.
Not just a one-time guy.
They're feeling the confidence of how long it's going to take them to build this house and then sell it. So they're betting on the line.
Sure, they got a lot
of at least a year.
And so generally when I look at that, and my commentary is, if you've bought a $2.5 million house as a builder, I'm sure you're putting down somewhere between 30-40%, give or take. I don't want you to get specific.
No, or not cash. Or cash.
Or cash.
Because in the investor side, that's where you're seeing a lot of the cash. That's what's throwing off the statistics where people go, oh, a lot of houses are selling for cash. Correct, but those are mostly the investor purchases.
Okay, so the bottom line though is that's somebody that's got a significant net worth,
massive,
right? Because they can put $2.5 million in cash if they did it for cash. We don't know. We don't want to know.
Right.
And they're going to spend another $1 million on the improvements
and that money is going to sit with no return. Right, for a period of time, and you just added it, and holding costs.
Right.
No one says
they're still paying the taxes,
property taxes.
Yeah, they're still paying insurance and everything else.
Correct. So you're still paying.
Right. So $2.5 million, and you're still paying $25,000 in insurance every year.
Yeah, you're not getting lucky and getting that 0.9% you mentioned in where was that? Was that Japan?
Right.
Wherever it was.
Exactly.
You're not even that lucky.
Yeah. So it's interesting stuff. So we're gonna continue our conversation with John Mazziotta. When we come back, you're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. Featured home coming up. We're going to chat about that one as well. I don't know where it is. Josh puts them into the queue for me, and then I just take a look at it and see, this one's in Long Beach. Okay, so not too far from John, I guess. I don't know.
That's very close.
Reach me anytime off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numero 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Featured home today brought to you by myfavouritelender.net. 218 West 47th Street in Long Beach. 4 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, a half a bathroom. I hope they have the door on the half bathroom. It's not a half door, but that's just a different subject. Beautiful house in the new gated Riverdale community in Long Beach. 3 bedrooms plus a loft option that can be made into a 4th bedroom. 2.5 bathrooms, built in 2018, 2-car attached garage, luxury upgrades throughout. Spacious open floor plan with modern kitchen and great room. Maple shaker, Fumosa cabinets, and brushed nickel hand. I have no idea what that means. I'm sure my wife would. I'm sure John would. But to me, okay, it sounds nice. Upgraded stainless gas range, refrigerator, dishwasher, and it's got a hood. Okay. Dreamy Marfil. I can't even say this stuff. Caesar stone quartz countertops and island designer tile flooring. Spacious primary suite with dual sink vanity. Is that the new word for a master bedroom?
Can't say master.
Oh, okay. I'm not a realtor, so I can say it's a primary
You can say
suite
whatever
is
you
a
want.
master.
We're not supposed to write it
Okay.
anymore.
Dual sink, vanity, tub, separate shower, huge. Jim Salem's got the listing there. First Team Real Estate, $850. All that stuff for $850,000. Now, if we were in Imperial County where the median home price is $254,000, you can't say all of that for $850, right? I mean, but Long Beach, let's look at some financing options. 5% down, you're looking at $3,570 a month. 10% or 20% down, you're looking at $3,006 a month. 25% down with our strategic program, you're looking at $2,688 a month. Those are principal and interest numbers only. You do have to add the taxes, insurance, the HOA, and if there's any mortgage insurance. And for the scorekeepers out there, yes, I'm not a realtor, but I do have a lender's license, NMLS 217037. So I have to tell you the APRs, 3.724, 3.426, and 3.213. So got to get all that. I got to get all that stuff in there, right? So, hey, that's the featured home brought to you again. Jim Salem is the agent. 218 West 47th Street in Long Beach. $850,000. Again, if you want more information on this or any properties, give me a call, 800-306-1990. No, I don't sell them. Yes, I do introduce people who sell them. So give me a call. So we've been chatting this morning. John Mazziotta with Remax is with us this morning. So 850,000 in Long Beach. That sounds like a.
I gotta say, for Southern California in a coastal city, that's under $1 million.
Right.
I mean, I know that sounds crazy to someone listening anywhere
From San Bernardino,
from another, right? But to say, Long Beach.
It's got that word in it.
Yeah,
beach.
it's got beach. And,
Long Beach, Seal Beach, Huntington Beach,
exactly
Laguna
right.
Beach.
And there's a lot of up and coming neighborhoods in Long Beach. Same with Costa Mesa.
Sure.
Because places like Newport, you get priced out of. So these people go to the surrounding cities, and then those cities go up in value.
At Costa Mesa, you can find some really, really nice properties over there.
In fact, absolutely. And I'll tell you, if you go north of Irvine Boulevard from Newport Beach, all you have to do is cross Irvine Boulevard, you'd have no clue that you've changed cities.
Right.
It looks it's the same.
Sure.
It looks just like it.
Yeah. So it's changing down there, though. I mean, it's amazing how much, because I watch, I'm down in Balboa every weekend, and you watch how much they're building. And you're taking some of these cottages, and I looked at one, they put it almost would have fit into what your exact commentary. It was a very, very old, dilapidated property right behind Marine Avenue. I think it sold for $1.25 million. Rusted gates, rusted termites, wood rot. They tore it down. Gosh only knows what they're going to do with it besides build it up and make it multi-million.
Correct. And I'll tell you, it's interesting too. If you were to look at homes for sale, you would find the majority do need a full remodel.
Really?
Yes, because the person that's selling right now is in the age group that they did their last remodel 20 years ago.
Okay.
Right. So to them, it's still modern. They
You're not telling me you've got that avocado green carpeting.
Exactly. Correct. Maybe even a little shag with the rake.
Okay. With a rake too. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, I don't think anybody. Josh, you remember the rakes?
My Nana had it.
Okay. Yeah, Josh in the background, he's kind of laughing at us because he's it's kind of funny because that he drives the ship here and he understands all the tech stuff. But it's amazing because Newport just never stops.
No.
Right? I mean, it did have a little bit of a hiccup in 10, 11, 12.
But even their hiccup wasn't as big as other areas.
Right. And it came back much quicker.
But it's demand.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, they're not building anymore.
And as the price goes down in an area like that, it becomes more affordable.
Sure.
So people that wanted or have been wanting to move to Newport, just using Newport as an example.
Sure.
This could be in any city.
Every
that's
city is
very popular, right?
Right.
It protects that city.
So it protects our investment.
Correct.
Correct. And I'm a big proponent of getting as much equity out of your property as you can at all times.
100%. And I want to say one of the things you were talking about the market and what we can expect longevity of these prices.
Right.
I want to flip that coin real quick and talk about real quick what people can expect when it does turn.
Okay.
Because a lot of people use the word crash.
Right.
because they saw what happened in the last cycle, but it's not the same.
Right.
The last cycle, if you look at the most popular loans of the last cycle, there was no money down, stated income,
Yep.
interest only,
Or negative interest.
or negative interest, correct, and
the
introductory
liar
rates.
loans.
And introductory rates,
Right.
right? So at a certain point, as soon as the prices went down a little bit, the homeowner goes, well, wait a second, I have no money in. I'm not paying down my principal, and this payment's going to go up in a few years.
Sure.
Now people are putting in, on average, much larger down payments.
Sure.
They got an interest rate they don't want to forfeit,
Right.
right? So it's not going to be,
And they've got a lot of equity now.
and they have a ton of equity. There's going to be a correction, as I like to use
There always
the
is.
correction, not crash.
So the way I've been looking at that and the way we've been explaining it is if you're going down the highway at 80 miles an hour, don't do it because I don't want you getting tickets and saying, hey, the guy on the radio said so. Right. And you slow down to 60 miles an hour. You're still going forward.
100%.
Right. You're not going forward as fast.
Correct. I have another analogy I use.
Okay.
Mine is you're playing cards,
Sure.
and you start off with $1,000, and you end up at 8,000. But before you get up from the table, you lose a couple, and you're at 6.
Okay. Now I want that table.
Correct. But
I
people
want
want
that
to
table.
But people want to point to, oh, he lost 2.
Right.
No, he's up 5.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
up.
Still up. And you know, that's the way this market is right now.
Correct. And so when you lose a couple chips, don't sell it.
Yeah, just hold on to it a little longer. It's not a big deal.
Correct. Just hate it.
Right.
It out.
And you know, we talked about this a little earlier, and it even goes for the luxury markets because a friend of mine did assist a Laguna Beach homeowner who had a $25 million property, free and clear. He did a reverse mortgage for $4 million. Bought each of his kids a house for $2 million each. I wanted to be adopted, but I wasn't, right?
Yeah, can you apply for that?
Yeah, but he bought each of his kids a $2 million house for cash,
Wow.
right? So he's using some of his equity, but he's still, you know, growing his legacy, which, you know, we do. You and I talked about that. That's a big issue with the offspring and the heirs.
Correct.
Is that legacy, and mom or dad now are getting to enjoy their money because their kids. They probably put a limit that you can only move within 10 miles of us.
Of course, right.
I would have done something like that, right?
Absolutely. That's how you pay for making sure you still have your children around for
Exactly.
a long time.
So now in that scenario, you could probably help somebody find a $2 million house, right?
Absolutely.
In the beach areas.
Absolutely.
Right. So it's just another strategy. We like to talk about strategies, how you win in this market by just understanding. Now they're looking at it's probably a margin or an adjustable rate mortgage on that, but they're not going to ever make a payment.
Never.
All 3 households, no payments. Right? Think about that. See, now you've got $30 million worth of real estate with no payments.
And look how set up the children are.
Yeah. Now
Yes,
they do have to pay. Unfortunately, they've still got to pay their $2,000 a month in property taxes.
Oh no!
Right?
Oh no! To have a couple $1 million house, oh, I feel so bad.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, when we talk about these different ideas and options, it's not just traditional finance that we talk about on Ron Siegel Radio. You can go and do things like this. You don't have to have a $25 million house. You can do the same concept with a $10 or $15 million house. There's plenty of those
Absolutely.
down in Newport.
I think a lot of people think because they keep hearing prices are up that they think they can't purchase.
Right.
But like you're bringing up, there are so many different plans that if somebody really wants to make a purchase and keep the home long term, they're able to.
So they're able to. Here's the issue. You're going to be able to do it. And I know where you're starting out your home shopping experience. You're starting that out online. But I'm going to suggest you can start it out online, but get offline real quick. Right? Talk to a professional that understands the market that you're in. Right? Talk to John. Give me a call, 800-306-1990. I'll put you in touch with John. He knows that market. Then with his experience, 23 years in.
I did. I passed my 23-year anniversary in October.
Okay. So 23 years in the industry. I bet you know a couple of tricks of the trade, how to get your offer accepted, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. And they've changed rules of what you can do to even get your offer accepted.
Right.
So yeah, if you know what you're doing, you can actually help a client.
And
Instead
so
of just push paperwork around.
yeah. So if you're thinking about these things, don't go and try and do this online. I use the same analogy all the time. I need 2 knee replacements, right? I can go online and find out how to do it myself. Not going to have a good outcome. You want to buy $1 million house? I don't care if you're buying a $200,000 house because that's your castle, right? You want to talk to a professional to help you with that. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, and as always, I ask you, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A very big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you want to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
Lights go out and I can be saved. Tides that I tried to swim against pulled me down upon my knees. Oh, I beg and plead, singing, come out of things unsaid. Shoot an apple off my head and a trouble that can be made.
Hey, Josh, are you able to see if you can keep trying to get us to this to end?
Well, all right. Just exit, I guess. Just leave the
I
studio.
don't know what's going to do with the recording then.
I have the recording on Twitch. I can get it in multiple different ways. So.
Okay, keep trying that a little bit. I'm out of here.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.